Hey Bears, Saturday, April 20th marks the 20-year anniversary of the Columbine shooting. That was the first major school shooting in the history of the United States, and for the past 20 years it's been a major piece of school policy as we've moved forward. The principal from Columbine High School for the past 20 years has got up every morning and recited the names of the 13 people that died at Columbine High School. I don't want to have to be that principal. Thanks for participating in the intruder drill that we just did, and mostly thanks for taking it so seriously as we always do at Tahoma High School. We have two types of lockdowns. We have a lockdown drill where we have an immediate threat in the building. This would be an example where someone is in the building and we believe harm could happen. We actually had an example of this a few weeks ago. A student came into school with a hood on, glasses on, a mask on, and was carrying a duffel bag. A student did report that to a teacher, but the timing that took for us to find out didn't put us into a lockdown. It should have happened faster. So if you see something suspicious, an immediate threat, you need to report that right away, and we would go into a lockdown and then figure out what's going on. Fortunately, everything was okay in this situation, but that's a great example. The other type of lockdown is called a modified lockdown. That's when there's something going on outside of the school. It could have been that a bank was robbed or that a suspicious person was outside of the building. That means we lock all the doors on the exterior, but school goes on as normal in the interior of the building. We also had an example of that a few weeks ago. A young man, 25, 30 years old, was in an orange jumpsuit and he was walking outside of our school with no shoes on. Students walked by him by video footage, even a staff member walked by, and no one reported that. Fortunately, Officer Bunnell was right on the spot, apprehended that person, got them off campus, and made us safe. So those are our two kind of lockdown drills, and we need to know those alarms will go off and we need to take that serious. We'll let you know when it's a drill, but if it's the real thing, we need to work together and respond together. So how do we keep our school safe? We need to be aware of our surroundings. We need to know who's in our school at all times. All of our staff members are required to have staff ID badges. All of our visitors are required to have stickers. There are 3 different types of stickers which identify where those staff members should go. There's a green sticker, a pink sticker, and a yellow sticker. If you happen to see a visitor, be it an adult or a student, without one, alert someone. Let a staff member know so we can follow that person and figure out what exactly is going on and figure out why they're in our school and is it safe. One thing we've noticed is the big problem is students wedging doors open. So some of our back doors are wedged open, teachers are opening doors. All of our doors should be secured and locked, and there's really only 2 ways to get into the building securely, and that's at the east and west ends. The other thing that we have is somebody will knock on a door and students or adults will let them in. That's a way that an intruder could get in our building. So ask them to go around, signal for them to go to the east or west entrance, and again, that keeps our building safe by not opening doors for random strangers to come in our building. In addition to knowing who's in our school with having the proper ID badges, we also need to know what's going on outside of our school. There's social media threats. We've had students report pictures of our students with guns, with knives, unsafe types of behaviors. We've also had examples of students in conversations talking about violent behavior, doing violent things. Those need to be reported. In addition, we had an example a couple of weeks ago where a non-student painted Columbine on a car less than a mile away from our school. That was reported and police responded immediately. The big message there is when there's school shootings, people know. There's indicators. Don't let that sit. Make sure you report that to your parents, report that to a staff member, report that to one of our security officers. That's the way we keep our school safe, Bears. Thanks again for participating. Let's all work together. Go Bears.